What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Walking Dead universe. In today's video, again, I will be going over who the masked character is for the Walking Dead Season 10 season finale, the episode 16 that we will be seeing sometime later in the future. I already did a video on this a couple days ago and it has been doing very well, and I have received tons of comments on there. And there's just so many different ones that I saw. I felt like I needed to pull some of these comments out and go over them and discuss these theories that have been put before us in my comment section and just different ideas. I still believe it is Mercer, more than likely, or one of his soldiers that this masked character is, but there are some interesting ones that were in my comment section, so I felt like I should go over them with you guys as well, and let me know what you think down in the comment section about some of these characters that were talked about in my last video. But if this is your first time here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so you can be notified every time I post a new video. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up as well so you could help support the channel. And if you do subscribe, comment #new so I could personally thank you for helping and supporting my channel. We bring you Walking Dead videos all year long, whether The Walking Dead is on air or not on air. And with everything being pushed back due to the virus, I will be bringing you some sort of Walking Dead fix for you while everything is absent. So let's get into this video. Now, the first two people I want to talk about are actually from the Walking Dead Telltale games. I thought these ones are interesting, and I thought they were kind of different. If you have not played those games, you more than likely would have no idea who these characters were. But I am going to bring them to you, and hopefully you guys might like them. Hopefully you guys might go and actually look for the games because they are pretty good. They're really decision-based games, but they are actually really good stories in the Walking Dead universe. And it's based off the Walking Dead comic book universe, not the TV show. But we know that the show is adapted from that. So could some of these characters eventually show up? I know there is some people that actually want some of these characters in the show, but who knows if they ever will be. So the first one is Lucy DeMio commented, "People think it is Clementine from the games, which would be pretty sick." Now, if you've never played the games, Clementine is the main character in majority of the games. Season 1, she is who you start the game with. And then there is actually a couple different seasons along the way. I believe there was 4 seasons. I played all of them. They do actually have a Michonne one as well. And Telltale does a really good job at storytelling. It's not like a super high action-packed game, but they do very well with stories. Now, Clementine was more of a younger character throughout the whole series, but she was pretty much the main character, and she did grow up, I believe, to about 17, 18 years old, and she started about 8 or 9 years old in the series. So she grew up, you did about 8 years with her. Her parents kind of left her at her house, and she was on her own, and a character named Lee is actually the one who kind of saved her and took her under his wing and protected her throughout the whole first series. And you pretty much just grow up with this character, and she grows, and I'm not going to really go into too much detail because I don't want to spoil the game if you have not, but she is one of those characters that a lot of people... So there's a big want for these game characters. A lot of people that played them fell in love with her and Lee and just a couple characters that were in the video games. Now, we did have another comment from Mrs. Guzman. I do not want to butcher her first name, but it says, "If it's Molly, if you're going to play the Walking Dead game, there's a character there named Molly. Same as the attire of this character." And Molly is actually someone, I want to say she was in Season 1, Episode 4. And she does have kind of the same looking outfit. She does have a mask. I don't believe it's like a metal mask. It's more kind of one that just covers your nose and mouth, almost like one you'd probably want to wear while you're wandering around right now out in public. She does have a hood as well, a backpack, some gear, So similar outfit. She does have sort of like a pickaxe, is probably what I would call it. I don't remember if she had two or not, but she is one of the characters in the early games, and Miss Guzman obviously believes that Molly is this character. Now, like I said earlier, a lot of people want these game characters in the shows, but we shall see if that ever happens. I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think they're going to bring any of these game characters into the show. I think there's just too much to go off of already as it is, and to throw them as well, I don't see that happening, because they would just have to go back and tell a lot of the stories. Like Glenn is in that season as well. There's a lot of other characters from the comics and the show that their stories just don't match. I mean, they could redo it. I just don't ever see that happening, in my personal opinion. So one that I saw that was a for sure no, someone had commented that it was Carl, and I kind of thought it was funny, so I'm going to talk about it. I don't know if it was a joke or a troll, but it was kind of funny, because I have actually seen a theory. I was going to do a video pretty soon on just the worst Walking Dead theories I've heard of, and one of them is that Carl actually survived. So I'm going to talk about it right now. So saying that Carl survived, that when he was bit, he was actually bit by a whisperer, which is really strange because he had the fever and everything, but saying that Carl survived, and now this is him 8 years later. He would be mid-20s. Kind of interesting, kind of funny. Obviously, that's never going to happen, and we know that's not going to happen due to how everything went down with Chandler Riggs. So, I mean, it was cool that he was on Talking Dead recently, but this definitely is not Carl. So next one, Sean Baylor says, I'm going to say it's Virgil. Now, this is interesting. I honestly don't think it is, just because of his skills at fighting walkers. Now, we do know in the episode with him and Michonne, he did lie about pretty much everything. So could he have lied about not being able to fight walkers, and he's actually this undercover ninja? I mean, that's completely possible. I just don't see it happening at all. In the trailer, we do see him show up to Oceanside with that wonderful orange traveling bag backpack that we've seen throughout the seasons. He does have that with him. He shows up to Oceanside, and we know that there is nobody at Oceanside. So does he possibly have his ninja outfit in that bag, and he just goes and saves them? It could be possible, but highly unlikely. Virgil does not look, I don't even think, the right body type for this character. This masked character is more on the thin side for sure. Athletic. A lot of people say it looks more like a female's size body than a male, and that was kind of the issue with the Mercer that I said, because Mercer is a big dude. Big and bulky. People were saying The Rock would have been perfect cast for him, but obviously they're not going to pay The Rock to be in the Walking Dead show. But he's a big guy, so that would be the only issue against my pick on it being Mercer. But I definitely don't think it's Virgil, but it's possible. Now, these last two are interesting. And I'm going to go with a character from Fear the Walking Dead first. And Nick, surprisingly, it actually fits. Nick73 said, I think it's Madison. She was supposed to die in the fire, but what if she made it out and used the mask to cover her burns? Now, that's interesting. That actually that makes sense. I mean, I always thought it'd be cool to have Madison come back, because it's The Walking Dead. If you never see a character die, if you don't see them dead, we even saw Glenn die once, right? And he rolled under the dumpster and was saved because that wasn't him being eaten. But this is possible. I mean, I think highly unlikely, just because of, I think, Madison's age on the show, and she was never like super athletic like this, with that ninja stance and rolling around with those two scythes that she had in her hand. It just doesn't fit her body type and her athleticism and her age. But I mean, that's kind of a cool thing to think about. What if she did show up? And I just don't see her not looking for Alicia on the other show. I mean, she would go and look for her daughter. She has nobody else. Nick is gone. Travis is gone. Everyone's gone for her. She's pretty much all she has left. I think she would go look for her first and not have to time travel 6 years into the future to catch up to the Walking Dead show. There's a lot that could have happened. Maybe she found her. Maybe Alicia's somewhere else in the same neighborhood with Morgan. I mean, who knows? But cool to think about. More than likely not going to happen. Do we see a return of Madison on Fear the Walking Dead? There is a thing that I'll go over when I break that trailer down, either later this week or next week. This video is kind of pushing that out, so we shall see if I get to it this week. But I will be breaking the Fear the Walking Dead trailer down as well. So this last one was interesting as well. And I screenshotted 6 comments from different people. There was more, but I just really couldn't fit them on the screen right here. I wanted to make it kind of clean and not all super cluttered. But Quick Shot says it's Morgan's son, period. Caroline Gordon, I hope it's Morgan's son. Ganesh Alafadito, I think this is Dwayne, Morgan's son, because we don't know is dead or not. Maybe Morgan think that he is dead. Larry said some people think it's D. Jones, Morgan's son. KOTS, I think it's Dwayne, Morgan's son. Justin Clifton, Dwayne, Morgan's son, didn't die. He didn't die. So this is interesting. I mean, at that period in time when Rick went and found Morgan in that Clear episode, we know that Morgan had went over the edge. He was crazy, if you remember his booby traps. One of the coolest episodes, I think, for me personally, just because there was so much to just take in. He had done so much to that town and city, and all the booby traps and writings on the walls and different ways for him to leave the city if different people came. He had so much going on. If you go back and watch that episode, there's so much that he did. Could he have actually been going crazy before that? Who knows? And he didn't actually see Dwayne die. I don't see Dwayne as being a character that could survive on his own. He seemed very dependent on Morgan. Even Carl at that age seemed a little more independent in my opinion. Just their personalities and the way Dwayne just was not that much of a person that I could see going out there and living this world by himself at that young of an age. He could have grown up and been exactly like Carl, but I just don't see him doing that. But you never know. I mean, the only crazy thing would be was us as viewers would be the only one that knows that it's Morgan's son. No one else would have no idea unless he tells them. And why would he think that any of these people know who Morgan is? I mean, it's been 10 years. The only one that would know would be Rick. No one else met Dwayne. Carl wasn't there. He's obviously gone. Daryl has no idea who it is. Carol has no idea who it is. They might have heard the name if Rick had mentioned it, but they would have no idea who Dwayne was. And he could just show up and say, hey, I'm Dwayne. And then that's it. I mean, that would be interesting. I think that's kind of a crazy one. That kind of got my brain moving and thinking of different things. And I thought I should just, though all those comments about Dwayne, I was like, I need to make another video, a second part to this, throw these theories out there, see what you guys think. Let me know down in the comments below if you think these theories are even possible. If you think and agree that which one of these 5 would even be better than what I said, please let me know down in the comments below. I really enjoy commenting and talking with you guys just about the show because I love The Walking Dead, and you guys are here watching this, so obviously you love The Walking Dead as well. So let me know what you think. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, and I will talk to you all in that next video.